Shauna Duffy, a 1-1 draw today against Briton Ferry Llansawel here at Parkhill Stadium. How do you reflect on that game?
It was a frustrating game. We knew what challenges they were going to pose on us today, and we were more than prepared for that. But ultimately, if you don't take chances in games like that and you don't punish teams when they go down to 10 men, especially with it being the goalkeeper that got the red card, you're not going to come away with 3 points. And unfortunately for us, there's going to be a lot of hard lessons there today, which we'll go away and reflect on.
1-1 at the break. Alison Witts gave the visitors the lead before Molly Havard found an equaliser in the 41st minute.
Again, not good enough out of possession. We gave them the chance, and credit to them. They were ruthless and they punished us in that moment. The response that we made was so much better from last week. We were able to bounce back quicker and come back and pose a threat in their final third. And obviously with the way that we got the goal, it was needed before half time, so coming in at half time at that score was probably a fair reflection of the game. But ultimately, against a team like that, when they're going to sit in a low block and they're just going to try and hit you on the counter-attack, if you don't deal with those moments in the correct way, you're going to get punished, and that's why we're here today. What
did you say to the players at the break to try and get that second goal in the second half?
We just need to create more. We showed last week that we could threaten in behind and we could get around Cardiff City's back line, so we just weren't looking as front-footed in their final third today. And yes, they defend differently than Cardiff do, and it's always going to be hard to break down a low block, but we've worked on that and we've prepared for that, so there's no excuse really not to find a way through. And only getting 1 point from today's game is because of our own actions, and it's one that the girls very quickly need to learn how to move on from, because we don't want a repeat of that again.
And the game changed in the second 45 when their keeper received the red card, and it looked like at that point that the 3 points were there for the taking.
Yeah, and like you said there, when that happens and a team goes down to 10 men and it's the goalkeeper that gets sent off, there's no bigger opportunity to take than that moment. And maybe for 5 minutes or so max, we looked like we were going to be on the front foot and punish them in that moment, but they defended for their lives, they put the bodies on the line, and that's something that I don't think in return we were able to go on further. And we'll learn a lot from this game today as a collective, but ultimately the girls and the individuals need to look at their own performances, reflect on it, and quickly learn what more they could have given to that game to make sure we would have walked away with the 3 points and not just the one today.
What work will go on this week ahead of Swansea City next week on Sunday?
Yeah, a lot behind the scenes, but when you look at Swansea, it's a completely different team to who we've played today, and completely different in possession, out of possession. So you do have to park what's happened today, and we do have to just get around each other and bounce back. But a game like Sunday is probably going to be more suited to us, where they're going to try and play football and we're going to do the same, and it'll be more of an open game than it was today, and hopefully we'll show the class that we showed against Cardiff City, that against one of the top 4 teams we can really dominate and punish.